Everyone, it's Monday. I absolutely hate doing lives, but it's the only way to get a video up on Instagram now that isn't cut at a minute. So it's Monday. Happy Monday. It's the beginning of a new week. I have not been writing my journal for months. I believe journaling is great for us. It's a place to process and write down our thoughts and our feelings and work our way the whole way through, so that at the end of that we can have a positive outcome or set intentions or see things more clearly or just allow our heart to flow. And I've journals going back, to my late 20s. I wish I'd written them in my 20s because that's where all the fun stuff was. But I stopped journaling in about October, November time. I had a real block with wanting to write down everything that was sort of going on in my life. And I think that's because it's just been a really, really hard few months. And I know I'm not the only one. So there's no victim me going on here. I just, like everyone, have been going through it mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is that's healing through us at the moment. I've been in there too, along with everybody else. Leaning in as best I can, spending time with it in thought and in silence, but I haven't wanted to write any of it down. It's just felt way too much. So it probably would have helped me. I don't know. I picked my pen up over the weekend and I started journaling bits of summaries of the last few weeks, and I had to keep putting it down. It was just way too triggering to put myself back into that. But I know I need to follow it through. There's still some symptoms coming up around my heart and my chest, and I don't know, maybe they're anxiety attacks. They feel a lot more controlled, but maybe that's because I'm controlling them. But I do recommend journaling. I really do. And maybe other people have felt that way, that they just haven't wanted to put the words down on paper for themselves. And I wouldn't worry about that either. You will when you're ready. So I'm starting to just write small nuggets in my journal and writing down, like I always open my journal with my intentions for that chapter of life and what I want to feel, and how I want to be and how I want to grow. I don't write down things like, I want to make 5,000 euro this week. I wish. I don't write down I want a new car or a new house. It's all about how I want to feel, how I want my body to feel and flow, and how I want to show up in the world. More strength, more grace, more compassion, more understanding, better boundaries, all of these things. So this morning I just wrote down 3 words. I want to have presence. I want to be productive. And the third thing I'm asking for this week is that I don't scroll on my phone before I do my morning exercise or movement, because it just pulls your energy down and doesn't start the day the best way. So those are those 3 things. I'm going to leave it at that. Keep it simple. So I went for a run. I ran down to Anaholty Bog. I wasn't running really to exercise or burn calories or follow my fitness or anything like that. Often I just feel I have to be somewhere, and running is how I get there. So I ran around the bog and then I stopped, and I have a little prayer that I say. And I've been avoiding doing that too. I don't know what the hell has been going on with me. I think it's just been a case of managing so much that that's all I've been able to do. Now this prayer, it's called Calling in the 4 Directions, and I'm going to do my best to read it out. Now this isn't a credit to me, and I'm not 100% sure it's a credit to the person whose course I've done, that it's completely hers, because it would be sort of a Native American prayer to the 4 Directions. But definitely it would be altered for her words, in her words, for the course I've been doing. So this is from a course I did, an initiation into the Muna Key, and I've yet to finish it. That's me filling my day too much up with science and thinking and doing, and not really following the beautiful heart space and deeper learning that I think we all struggle to balance a little bit sometimes. So Sharon Ramel gifted me this prayer on the course, and the animals may not fully resonate with us here in Ireland. We don't have great serpents, we don't have jaguars, we don't have hummingbirds, and we don't have condors. I don't think that matters, because there's a part of us that can still resonate. But if it feels better for you, maybe think of another animal that calls you that way. Like as I was standing on the bog, the sand martins were flying around my head. They've all come back the last few weeks. And there was one, I'm sure there was one swallow in the middle of them. Maybe he's Billy No Mates. Maybe he made it back before all the other swallows. But I'm sure I saw the telltale tail in the middle of the sand martins. The sand martin's tail is more like, I can't do it, a little, it's like, it's more joined together and just a tiny V, whereas the swallowtail is more like this. I also, when I use this prayer, will add a lot of my own words. I will try to speak them out so that it just has greater weight. It's coming through my throat rather than through my mind. And I'll add to it. And it just flows. I don't know if I could hit that flow speaking here with you. I absolutely hate live. I always feel a little bit anxious. So you have to find your directions of the north, south, east, west. And if we know where the sun rises and the sun sets, generally we can be pretty good at doing that. But also most of our watches and phones will have a compass on them these days anyway. So it goes like this, and I've taken a friend of mine down with me, and we've done this prayer together on the bog. And if you don't know what a bog is, Google it. It's just this big vast space of a special type of ground that's been created over the decades and centuries by how the trees decompose. And it's beautiful. It's covered in heather, and the gorse is blossoming, and it smells of coconut right now, which is hilarious because we're so far from the tropics in this country. So, to the winds of the south, great serpent, please enter this medicine space and wrap your golden coils of healing light around us. Teach us to let go of what is no longer true, just as you shed your skin. May we shed our past. Help us move heartbeat to heartbeat with the body of the earth. Allow us to release and renew as you do. Aho. Now, I think a lot of us are releasing significant and profound amounts of shit right now. Ours, our pasts, what's coiled into our bodies from experiences that we had to stuff in there, from our ancestors, from the world around us. So I spent quite a bit of time adding to this section myself, because I know my body is processing and releasing a huge amount, and I know not a lot of others are too. They may not know it. They may only see it as sickness and health challenges and things we need to run to the doctor and medicine for. However, I see it and experience it and feel it a completely different way. There is a lot running through our bodies right now, and we want to move it on. We want to send it out with peace and love. We want to do it with grace. We want to do it with patience. It's not always an easy one. So yes, like the skin of a serpent, let's let it go. Our bodies are dying and rebirthing. To the winds of the west, Mother, Sister, Jaguar, please walk around this medicine space so that we feel safe to enter the tender place of truth inside of ourselves. Empower us to navigate the great mystery. Teach us how to move through our own shadow, our own darkness. Help us trust life by feeling our interconnection with it. Aho. This is a big one too. I think we want to run away from those dark spaces in us. or the uncomfortable feelings. I know I've been having huge radiating heat coming out through my chest, down my arms, across my heart. And I feel that's where I'm holding a lot of stuff. And I know we will be holding these in different parts of our bodies, depending. And it can honestly feel like we're losing the plot. Our minds can go down giant wormholes. And when we do that, there's a lot of dark that jumps in, trying to trip us up. But we got to face these places. It's important that we don't always run away or keep too busy or move too fast or not be present. Saying that it's not easy. I know that. It feels uncomfortable. So gently tread there. And on the days you don't want to, it's perfectly fine too. But maybe set an intention of facing these spaces and knowing that we're strong enough to do that. I mean, we're all still here. Look at what all of you have been through, every single one of us. It's not been an easy ride. I was only thinking this morning as I read a beautiful healer's post. She was sharing all that she's been through, and wow, it's quite a list that she has experienced through her body and in her emotional space. And I thought, wow, we could all actually play top trumps. Do you remember that card game with all the things that we've been through? It's like, wow, I know we've all been through so much, but at the same time, let's not let it define us or be our identities. But it could be quite an amusing game all the same if we played top trumps with the physical and mental, emotional challenges that we've been through. But wow, at the same time, there's a wealth of experience there, isn't there? As we face these challenges and come through them, we learn so much to help others. That's why it's important, at least for me, to lean in and learn. You know, what am I learning here? How can I make this count? You know, all of this shit can't be for nothing. At least that's the only way I can make sense of it. Otherwise, what's the point? To the winds of the north, sweet hummingbird, and our benevolent ancestors, please fly into this medicine space and allow us to feel your ancient heartbeat. You who memorizes thousands of flowers, but only goes to the ones that truly nourish you. Teach us about discernment and illuminate the path of where our soul nectar is, so that we may not be distracted by false images. Let us celebrate the sweetness in our lives, ancestors. Those of you who have been here before and will be here after us, please help guide our way with healing, humor, synchronicity, magic, and grace. Aho. We live in a world right now where being trauma informed, or discussions about trauma or mental health challenges or any challenges is game on. It's a conversation that is happening, and that is amazing. And I fully believe that the generations present now that are facing in and healing these deep wounds are doing enormous work. And I have goosebumps now, so that's a truth sign. Enormous work to stop that line of trauma moving into future generations. However, sometimes we get a bit stuck in there and forget that despite the trauma and the patterns and the conditioning and the beliefs that have been passed down through the generations that may be impacting us, our ancestors survived. Like, I'm here because my ancestors survived. All of their coping skills and the way they went about things meant that they got through life, and I'm here. So although we may not feel that how things were done were the best for our health and well-being now, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. We all use the best skills we have at the time to survive. And just remembering that we want to thrive, I think, makes us strive for more. However, I think we have a big dose of gratitude to hold for our ancestors. And it can't have all been bad. Like, you know, we have a negative bias as human beings, but it's certainly can't have all been bad. You know, they knew how to live, they knew how to tend the land, they knew how to appreciate the small things, they knew community, they knew caring and sharing with one another. So I think let's embrace those positives as well and call in our ancestors to help guide us through. They're all around us. You may not, or you may be able to feel their presence around you, but there's always something around us, nudging us, poking us, protecting us, holding us safe, making things happen around us. Let's ask, let's invite in that beautiful love to help guide us through. To the winds of the east, great eagle, great condor, please arrive into this medicine space and allow us to be lifted by you to our highest heights to see with a wider view. Teach us how to fly wingtip to wingtip with great spirit, moving from probability to possibility. Help us awaken from our dream drought and remember how to dream bigger dreams, to live in collaboration and co-creation with spirit. I love how the great eagle is used or seen by the Native American ways. We have birds of prey here in Ireland. They're a bit harder to spot, but just that analogy of taking ourselves out of the micro, small little things like this person annoyed me and that piece of news is getting me all day and I'm so annoyed because my husband or boyfriend, you know, didn't wash his dishes. It's like, you get stuck down here in all the little tiny things. What if we just come right up and start seeing it from a wider space? And from that wider space, we see all of us and how we're all connected. You know, zoom right out. There's planet Earth. There's all of us doing our best on the most beautiful planet in the galaxy. Like, wow. Maybe pause for thought on that one. Sweet, sweet Pachamama, Mother Earth, thank you for this body, this life, these hands, this heart. Thank you for holding us always, and in every moment we are never without you. Thank you for being so profoundly generous that every offering we could ever make to you is something that you have already offered to us. Help us to learn how to be more like you. Infuse us with the love that you are. Aho. Like, we all must slowly learn how to love our skins. Our bodies are miracles. And this life, this opportunity to be here, it's precious. Yeah, it's tough, but it's also beautiful. And I know a lot of my clients, and sorry, I'm getting cramp in one hand, are sensitives. You know, it feels a lot. It feels a lot to feel. But as I tell people, I wouldn't swap it for anything because, yeah, feeling all the bad stuff is a lot, but you also get to feel the beautiful stuff. You know, just when you can feel birdsong, when you can feel the energy of the sun, when you can, you know, feel love, or just, there's so much, it's good to feel, tough and all as it is. Gratitude. Father, Son, oh, in case you think I just wear weird clothes, this is because I was out running. Father, Son, Grandmother Moon, our star brothers and sisters, please shower your light down on us. Father, Son, just like there are some days where we don't see you, but we don't doubt your existence, may we have the same faith in our light. Grandmother Moon, just like we honor your cycles, may we trust our own. Star brothers and star sisters, help us to remember the true meaning of community and reflecting one another's light to each person we meet. Please illuminate the spaces in our being that are ready to awaken. I just think that's beautiful to remember that, you know, the sun, the moon, the stars, the whole being, all of it, how we're all connected. The cycles, up and down, energy, needing rest, the seasons, all of it. It's like some great design. Just look at nature. It's just magic. You know, spring is birthing right now. That's It's magic. Like, I don't think any science can truly explain the magic of the planet, the magic of our bodies, just the magic of how it all happens. And we're a part of that. Isn't like, it's mind blowing to me. Anyway, some days I remember and it's like, wow, yes, it feels heavy, but we're all a part of that. And for whatever reason, we're all here on planet Earth. We have an opportunity to experience the most beautiful place. And as much as there's so much going on around us right now, there is so much that needs to heal. There is so much anger and disconnect and yada da 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 da. Like when we pause and just go back into ourselves and take moments to open our eyes and appreciate everything around us and the beautiful people around us and the animals and nature and food, like, it's amazing. So that's me done. I'm gonna get on with my day and wish you all love and healing and strength and patience and perseverance, and just that you can feel my heart now wrapping you in love. And I'm so fortunate. I just had 15 minutes, well, actually longer, if you count my running around in nature. I just got the biggest dose of healing energy and sunlight and creation through me. So hopefully some of that can bounce off of you today as well, because I've got plenty to share right now. Sending you love. Thanks for listening.